pretty popular. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kanisha. If you already don't know, in today's video we are going to be doing book recommendations to get you back into reading. And I feel like I did start reading pretty recent, like maybe last year, and I feel like I have read a ton of books by now and kind of narrowed down what books that I would definitely recommend to those who do want to get back into reading or maybe have never picked up a book before. But yeah, we're gonna start the video. So I put them into specific genres. So we have mystery, thriller, romance, fantasy, all that jazz. I'm gonna start with mystery and thriller first. This is a pretty popular book series, but it is becoming a TV show soon, so I'm really excited to watch it. And I feel like a lot of people need to read the books before you watch the show. So we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and this is very popular. Basically, we follow our main character, Pip, who she is doing this school project on a case that happened, but she doesn't believe the person who did it was actually the person who did it. So she does her own little, side project. She discovers some things along the way. And it is a trilogy, so you have 2 other books that are involved, and this is a pretty quick, fast-paced book series. You really just get thrown into this book. Definitely recommend. The next book is something I just started, and I have not read the rest of the series yet, but I read the first book and it was amazing. It is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This book is so good. If you love Criminal Minds, you're gonna love this book. Basically, we follow our main character, Cassie, who has this ability of being able to read people based off their appearance and behavior. So then the FBI decides to recruit her for this program called The Naturals, where she meets other teenagers exactly like her, and they kind of have to solve cold cases that the FBI have just not been able to solve. There is a subplot of romance in this. I just cannot wait to read the rest of the series because I've heard the rest of them are even better than the first book, so I'm excited. And then next is more of like mystery thriller, I guess. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This was amazing. I loved it. If you watch the woman, it's like the woman like in the wind, like that movie or TV show that has like the woman in the window that she's like watching everything that's happening from her neighbor's house. This is exactly what it is. It was so quick and fast paced to read. I finished this probably in a couple hours at night because I just was going by it so quick. I loved it. I love Riley Sager's writing and I can't wait to read more of his books. Next we have is romance, I guess, like just cute fluffy romance to kind of get into that genre. Obviously we have our queen, Ali Hazelwood. She is amazing. I love her books. I've not read her 3rd book yet. I don't know why I haven't. I just haven't. I've heard amazing things about this, so I can't wait to read it. But I have read Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain. These 2 are literally so good. Oh my god. Basically, these are women in STEM books. Honestly, I feel like you don't see as much in books, and it was really interesting to read, about like, scientist stuff. It was cute. It was cute. Love Hypothesis, we have Olive and Adam. Yeah, they're fake dating basically. He's a professor and she is a student, but it's not like weird, like the weird age gap. Like this is actually like understandable. This is an Adam Driver like fan fiction thing, so that's why Adam literally looks like Adam Driver. Then Love on the Brain, we have Bee and Levi. The story was so adorable. It's like almost kind of like enemies to lovers a little bit. Forced proximity, all that jazz. I know a lot of people don't like Ali Hazelwood, but honestly they're so easy to get into them reading. Highly recommend. Next we have is another favorite authors. There are 2 authors. It's Christina and Lauren. They are literally amazing. I love their books. The Unhoneymooners. So basically we follow Olive and Ethan, who they kind of have to be in a fake marriage, like fake dating I guess, for this honeymoon because the people at the wedding literally all got food poisoning. So, and they were the only two that didn't get it. So they decided to go on the honeymoon, obviously, because it's a free trip to, like, I think to Maui. Yeah, to Maui. So adorable. I loved it. I loved the banter. It was enemies to lovers. That was so cute. But yeah, this was super easy to get into. It's very, like, the words are also pretty, like, large as well. And then next is also another Christina Lauren book, and it's Love. Love in Other Words. It is so cute. It is childhood friends to lovers. And Childhood Friends to Lovers is always the cutest books ever, because you get to see them when they're obviously children, like when they're younger, and then seeing them to grow up to become teenagers to adults. We follow our character Macy and Elliot. They were childhood friends, and then there was something happened where they just stopped talking to each other, I think for 20 years. I think it was 20 or 10 years. It was sometime between those, like somewhere around there, and then they bump into each other again, and you know, they're like, what is happening? So yeah, it's literally adorable. I loved it. Another one is by my other favorite author ever. It is Lynn Painter, Better Than the Movies. This book is adorable, and I feel like I've talked about this book a lot already on this channel, but I love it so much. It is like your ultimate rom-com movie into a book. It is YA. It's super quick. It's like really fast paced, just because you kind of understand the story like within a couple pages, and you basically just follow along Liz and Wes and their little journey together. Basically Liz, she has this crush on this other guy named Michael, and she wants to get his attention, so she decides to ultimately fake date Wes. But then, like, you know, in reality, she realizes she might have feelings for Wes instead. So if you just love, like, the cheesy rom-com movies, you're gonna love this book. And next we're gonna go into more fantasy. So I have two right here. I have Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, and then Caraval, also by Stephanie Garber. These two are literally amazing. If you love like that fairy tale, whimsical storytelling type of book, you're gonna love this. We follow our main character Evangeline, who makes a deal with the Prince of Hearts after her fiance is marrying her stepsister or sister. And it was literally so good. I cannot wait for the third book to come out. That's coming out in October. Yeah, it's so good. I love this book. It's so easy to get into this book because it is actually connected with the Caraval series. So this one doesn't have that much world building. You kind of just get thrown into the world, which I think is really good for anyone who's starting into fantasy, because fantasy always has such big world building that it can get complicated sometimes, but just because authors are building a whole new world with like new characters, new words. And then with Caraval, we follow our characters Scarlett and Julian. Scarlett kind of discovers this magical world, Caraval, and her sister just disappears one day, and her mission is basically to find her sister, and she just has like some obstacles when facing Caraval. This is also pretty easy world building as well. You kind of just follow Scarlett and the other character Julian, but the way that Stephanie just does her world building and describes the surroundings, it feels like you're actually there. And then another fantasy that I also wanted to include but I don't have a copy of is Fourth Wing. This book is literally so good. It's so easy to get into the world building. It's very, I wouldn't say it's like fast paced, just because there's some parts that are a little bit slower, but overall it's very much like you're like the scenes, there's like action scenes that happen, and it's like kind of just happening like really fast. And the world building is really easy for this book as well, just because I feel like it's more character driven instead of the world. That's really easy to get into if you want to get into fantasy. I know a lot of people got into fantasy because of Fourth Wing, so definitely recommend. So that's the end of this video. Maybe I will do more book recommendation videos just because I feel like I just like talking about the books that I read. Like, they're so fun to talk about. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, you should give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!